Hey guys, welcome to Hip Hughes History. We haven't done it, we're doing it today. It's the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment, Section 1. You've heard it in the news, you've heard Trump and Cruz and Walker talking about it, whether or not children of illegal aliens, immigrants, should be citizens of the United States. So let's investigate the history, and then like always, we're gonna leave it up to you to leave your comments down below. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. That's it. That's the language in the 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment is passed for two reasons. Number one, it's trying to put some teeth and some constitutional language behind the Civil Rights Act of 1866. And the author of the Civil Rights Act, a radical Republican and a major person that's involved in the 14th Amendment, is a senator from Michigan by the name of Jacob Howard. And a lot of constitutionalists are looking at Jacob Howard's kind of discussion of this issue to put some clarity on it, because the Civil Rights Act is a little bit different. It says that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and not subject to foreign powers are citizens of the United States and states where they reside. So the language changes. It changes to under the jurisdiction thereof, and that's where kind of the rub lies. And there is debate in the Senate when the 14th Amendment is passed about this issue. And Senator Howard had kind of made the point that this really isn't supposed to apply to anybody other than kind of slaves and to deal with that issue. Because we have to remember the other reason for the 14th Amendment is to bestow citizenship on African American slaves, former slaves. This is reversing the Dred Scott decision of 1856, which really pushed the country into civil war. So it's kind of two remedies. Now, this is where kind of the debate occurs. Are, children of illegal immigrants, like anybody who comes into the United States, are they citizens of the United States? And the Supreme Court has kind of ruled on this. They've ruled that the answer is yes. And this court case is United States versus Wong Kim Ark of 1898. Now, you have to remember, during the debate of the 14th Amendment, there really isn't discussion about Mexican immigration and kind of some of the problems that people think that we're having today with illegal immigration. So the debate is really centering around two different types of, immigrants. Well, one's not an immigrant, Native Americans. And Native Americans are excluded from citizenship in the 14th Amendment. The language is in there. So it won't be until 1924, the Citizenship Act, that's going to bestow citizenship on Native Americans. So they're not part of this equation. The real kind of issue is Chinese immigrants because of the railroad and a lot of Chinese that had come. Now, other people had come. Italians had come, and Irish had come, and Germans had come. But the issue is about the Chinese, and I think that we all realize this is due to racism and stereotypes and culture clash and all of that sort of jazz. But when the Supreme Court rules in Wong Kim Ark, they rule that if you're residing in the United States, you have business in the United States, and you're not citizens of the United States, your children, hence these Chinese children of these Chinese immigrants, are citizens of the United States. And that's the last time the court has ruled on it. So the interpretation has become that anybody that's born in the United States that's not, the children of a foreign diplomat or an enemy soldier, you're going to get full U.S. citizenship rights. Now, let's take a look at what some of the conservative advocates are saying about this and what their remedies would be. Now, there's a couple of conservative arguments, and one of them is that this has really never been interpreted. And they're kind of right, because when you look at the 1898 case of Wong Kim Ark, it's not dealing with the same kind of situation that we're dealing with today. But that ruling stands. That's precedent. So that is correct in terms of being stare decisis, meaning being the ruling that we go to that has been interpreted thereof. But what they would argue is, hey, if you can change the meaning of the text, and liberals do this, they say. Look at gay marriage. They've changed the meaning of the 14th Amendment, the Equal Protection Due Process Clause, to be reinterpreted to kind of fit current day context and gay rights. So they would say, well, we have a situation. We have a border control crisis. And that if we can reinterpret the 14th Amendment to expand equal protection, we certainly can reinterpret the Citizenship Clause. So what they would argue is the best way to do this is to have Congress pass a law that kind of, redefines what citizenship means, and they have this right according to the Constitution. Article 1, Clause 8 gives Congress the ability to regulate naturalization. So they would go do that, and then we'd have a court case. Of course, progressives and liberals say that that would be kind of contrary to what, Americanism is, and kind of the idea that it doesn't matter where you're coming from, that anybody that's born in the United States has the same privileges of every other person that is born in the United States, and that's what the American dream is all about. Now, of course, there's also an amendment procedure. Now, getting that through Congress, 2/3 of both houses, ain't gonna happen, folks. Sorry to break it to you. But if you got 2/3 of the states to demand, right, that Congress forms a constitutional convention to propose new amendments, they probably might be able to go down that route. But like I said before, most conservatives say that the best argument is just pass a statute, pass a law, and let's go to court and let's fight it out. So what do you guys think? Do you think it needs to be reinterpreted? Do you think it should stay where it is, like it is? Do you think that we need a constitutional amendment? I want to know what you think. Leave it down in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe to Hip Hughes History, because it's the right thing to do, and every time you do, a unicorn grows a new horn. How about that? So giddy up for the learning, guys, and remember, where attention goes, energy flows, and we'll see you next time that you press